So here is what I think most people see and how they potentially get to the wrong conclusion. They see this. Let's just read this sentence together. MySQL Server, the world's most popular open source database. Just stop right there. This is what they see, this is what they read. Hey Oni, and hey everybody. Sorry, I'm getting really fiery. I've lost track of the chats. MySQL Server, the world's most popular open source database. And then in their head, they think, oh, well, if everybody is using it, if it is the most popular, and I think possibly it is, well, we should do this too, right? By the way, I have 2FA going on here. GitHub, come on guys. Oh, maybe this is I have like 5 different GitHub accounts. Okay, so I'm not even knocking your professor, Colin. Part of why I wanted to create Merly, why we wanted to do this, is we had a sense of there is knowledge in the world that is misaligned about reality when it comes to software. And a lot of that potentially with open source. For example, I had a very strong suspicion. It wasn't backed with too much evidence, but it was like this extremely strong suspicion that Postgres was better than MySQL. I felt like I could just sniff it out. I could see it in the code. I would look at the Postgres code and I would be like, this is some pretty good stuff. And then, I don't know why this, yeah. Colin, can you note this, that the language for Postgres is not showing up, and then you and I will figure out how to get it fixed internally. Anyway, so I've looked at the Postgres code, and it's not perfect, right? But this is the story of Postgres, right? This is the mentor score, and notice how it stays very much in this. This is what I think generally you want to see from very strong professional software development teams. You're going to have oscillation like this. That oscillation it's going to be very feature rich development, build a new feature, create a lot of new awesome stuff, but it's going to be buggy. It's going to have bugs. But you got to get it in there because you need to do iterative refinement. You need it in there to then see all this stuff and then start chipping away and fixing it, and then the score will go up. And so this is very normal. You actually want to see this. In fact, if you looked at the mentor source code, you probably see very much like this type of thing. Now this does scare me a little bit, right? But you'll notice just proportionally, or at least this is generally speaking my take, is, and I haven't looked at this in a while, I guess I'm about ready to eat my words because I just did the back of the envelope math, and I was going to believe that the proportionality of issues to the lines of code was better in favor of Postgres, but it looks like they're approximately the same, at least currently. And part of that might be that they just fixed a whole bunch of their issues. Let's go back one. Can I backstep this? Okay. Here we go. Yeah, stay right there. Stay right there. Okay, so with this one, yeah. This step forward, I think that they did some fixing. That's great. But let me get to the higher order bit I'm trying to tease out here. these lines, these red and blue lines, they represent essentially proportionality to each other. The raw numbers are not super meaningful. There's a bunch of different variables, but what you generally want to see proportionally is you want to see that the red line stays below the blue line. This tells you things about the velocity of code development in proportion to the number of issues that you're introducing. Again, it doesn't matter what the total issues are. It doesn't matter what the total lines of code are. What you want to see is that the blue line stays above the red line, and it will proportionally, because these are two different axes, right? This is the line of code axis. This is the score axis, but it's not the score axis. It's really the issues axis, right? That's what it really is. Okay, but they can have this be both the score axis and the issues axis on Postgres, because this is still under 1,000. Once it exceeds 1,000, like it has over here, you have to change the line. What does this get to? Hold on a second, just give me. Oh yeah, so it's the, what do we call it? This is the issues plus the notables. Anyway, most people do not have insight into seeing this type of fidelity information over time, because it's a temporal thing. That the most that many of these code reasoning systems can do, for the most advanced ones that where they have like these enormous context windows or something, or it uses human written rules and something like SonarQube or Clockworks, Coverity, whatever, is a score for the repository at a single instance in time. Right now. Like right now. And that's good as a starting point. But we didn't just start writing software. We've been writing software for, like, very seriously for 50 to 60 years now, depending on who you talk to. Yes, I know that Ada and other stuff, 1950s, but really, let's just be real for a second and say, like 1970s. That's my strong conviction. Okay, the point is that whether you say it's 50, 60 years, or you say it's 70, 80 years, we've been doing it for a while. We didn't just start yesterday. And because we didn't just start, we should be able to see trending information, like you can with the stock market, or the weather, or the housing market. You need trending information. But most of the systems that exist today, the only trending information you can see is just basically the blue line. Both the orange line and the red line are specific incarnations of us mining diamonds, essentially, in the raw data. That you have to use the diff systems and principally the diff system to be able to extract out the issues, because they're invisible otherwise. And then from the issues, given the passage of time and the lines of code and contributor behavior and all this other stuff, you can start to derive a score. And a score that is meaningful in relationship to quality. Fidelity. Not just a score that's telling you how many lines of code people are writing per day, which is pretty boring. I'm of the strong conviction that is not an indicator of the quality of the system at all. So, in Colin's professor's defense, this person probably doesn't know about this or this. I can almost guarantee you that they don't know about this. And if they knew about this, this would probably cause some pause. What they probably know is just this. And that may be true. This may actually be a fact. When did this happen? Hold on a second. Okay, I knew about that. Okay. Wow. Boy, oh boy. Holy cow. Hey, thanks guys. Thanks for all the kind words over at YouTube. I had the chat hidden because I was digging deep onto some of the stuff. Boy, I'm not loving that. I guess I was living under a rock or something. I don't know how I missed. I mean, I knew about Sun's acquisition by Oracle. I had lots of friends and stuff that were, you know, part of Sun, doing really cool stuff. So that part I knew about, but I didn't realize that MySQL was part of Sun Microsystems. So let me share a little bit of what kind of just happened maybe in my head on why I put the brakes on. Yo, hey guys. Yeah, we start, country stuff. Well, we're in the United States. So, well, actually we're international. We're all over the place, but I'm in the United States. Give me a moment. It's a BlissDex moment. If I find it. All right. So why? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put this to the chat. I'm not gonna tell you why I paused. I'm instead going to put it up to you guys for you to tell me why I paused. And while you guys tell me, so let me repeat what I'm thinking. And don't feel any need to Oracle. Okay, let me repeat. Although I will say that there are a lot of super scientists. Yeah, I fully suspect that you're being very real. Although, Oracle, I gotta tell you, me being in Silicon Valley, I mean, I think you know where I teach, and I have zero intention of ever not teaching at that place. So me leaving the Valley purely based on my affiliations with the super geniuses over, because I like those guys. They're my mentors and stuff. So let me go back to the question, because I'm going to ask the question. You guys can think about this and answer. What? No. Okay. Look, yes, it's friends, but it's these are my teachers. These are my mentors. These are the people that inspire me. And also I have my peer network of the super, but I have to teach. I'm growing. Oracle, you're not listening. You really think I'm being stagnant? You really think that's what's going on here? I'm not. I'm just saying uprooting me from the Valley is going to be very, very hard, because there were two places that I was really interested in spending a lot of my discretionary time. One was on the West Coast, one was on the East Coast. And it's not a pedigree thing. although to the uninitiated, it will sound like it's a pedigree thing. That's why I'm not saying the names. It has more to do with, I know these people and I have huge amounts of respect for these people, and these people level me up. I sit in a room with them and then I hear the things that they're saying and then I get smarter. So it's selfish. It's actually like very self-interested. And yeah, well, it's 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 awesome, man. Yeah. I don't even know what. Yeah, absolute real. This is great. Yeah, you guys get into it and hash it out. But listen, the question that I had that I really would love to hear you guys try to figure out is this. Think about this. Why am I concerned about Oracle owning MySQL? Is it good? Is it bad? What are all the details? And look, let's get deeper than just the superficial. This is GTT. I know you guys are not simpletons. I know you have like super big brains. So walk it forward more than just like the, and I'm not trying to freak people out. Please don't feel any pressure like you have to give the 190 IQ answer, but just like you can do the reasoning and you can light up the chat. You can say a whole bunch of things, just like Oracle is. See, Oracle is a great example of how you can be on the chat. Is free reign. Yeah, chat it up, make it live. I'm cool with it. I may give you a little bit of a slap on the wrist, but for the most part, just have at it. So while I start up, and by the way, I love that absolute real. Yeah, I love that you're keeping Oracle honest. That's also super cool, right? Love it. You guys, we're leveling all of us up here. But think about this question and then tell me what you think while I'm launching Enshrouded, because we've been doing this for almost 2 hours now and we need to chill, or at least I need to chill. I need to turn my brain off, or at least go into autopilot mode for a little bit and just be a little wacky. All right. And for anybody on the chat, if you want access to Mentor on the cloud instance, holler at me. I think you guys all know my email. It's goju@merley.ai and it's goju@stanford.edu. So hit me up, either of those. I check the Merley one more often, unless I'm teaching, and then I check the other one far more often. But ping me, and you can look at all this stuff too, or you can just download it and then you can look at it. And this is not like, I'm not asking for money here. I'm just saying, like, you're gonna see some stuff that I bet you didn't know existed. And for FFS, metaphor, brother, I know you're a C++ wizard. Why are you not using Mentor to deeply reason about all these repos? Download it. We just changed I'll make it unlimited license for you, brother, for free, for forever. Download it, start looking at stuff, and then tell us about the stuff that you find out. Because with your big brain, looking at a whole bunch of stuff, you're going to discover more things than what I'm talking about. Like I'm seeing a lot of really interesting things that are very surprising. For example, one that I was actually pretty shocked by is there was this super hot startup called LangChain that was, I think, gonna like revolutionize the world. And like I get confused. I don't know, why is this? I'm not picking on people here. I'm just asking a question. Why is this code not better? Okay, let me show you what good code looks like. All right, this is, I know these guys. I'm personal friends with the CEO and the CTO. These guys know what they're doing. This is good code. It's not perfect, but these dudes are wizards. I mean, they absolutely know what they're doing. This is what your code should kind of look like. It should look like this, where the red line is basically a blip, and this blue line is like, yep, We know what we're doing. And then, see, they still oscillate. But these guys are pros. And that's why Mentor just can't find stuff. Mentor's trying to. It's like, there's nothing to find here. There's nothing to see. Contrast that. Oh, it's awesome. This is Next.js. This is Next.js. Next.js, guys. What the F is going on? This is lunacy. If you think this doesn't matter to you, you're wrong. It does. If you are on this stream right now, or you're watching this VOD, this matters to you because you're using a browser in some capacity, and this stuff is driving the browsers. It's driving the this one. It's driving the browsers. You're using Next.js under the hood, whether you want to or not. Not good stuff. I mean, we don't need to go down this rabbit hole, but let's just, I don't know, look at whatever the top thing is. Like, I haven't even looked at this, and Mentor's probably going to go real slow here because it's just like, oh my gosh, this is mind-boggling. Okay. I'm gonna take a step back here. I'm gonna try to give you a true scientific view on this. I'm gonna share a link to that article. What article? Oh, you're talking about the brief write-up on Merle Oracle. I haven't published that anywhere, but I will. I'll put it on the Merle website. I'll drop it on there, and then I'll drop it on, I don't know, I'll drop it somewhere, and then there'll be a link. It's private. It's not private. It's a private doc, and so we just haven't pushed out there. I'll do, actually, let me write this down so I don't forget, because it's actually a really good point. And we're doing the same thing with the white paper, but those are two different papers. Like, the white paper is for the scientist nerds, so they can get all like crazy about it. That is more for the AI executives, so they can see what's kind of coming. Okay, so create a brief article on the one-pager. By the way, we call that, what you just saw, we call that the one-pager. And that's what people seem to be going bananas about right now, is the new Merle one-pager is causing a bit of a firestorm. All right, back to this code. I want to first start and say that this code, for someone that's new into programming, okay, it's not bad. I want to start there. I just want to be real. So if you're CS 101, this is okay. Like, this is probably how you'll start. So for those people that might be watching this in the future, or if you're on the stream, you may be looking at this and saying, I don't understand. My teacher taught me to write code like this. Why is this Goju dude such a jerk? Because I don't understand what's wrong with this code. We'll start there. Now, if you are Next.js, which is you are like at the level of OpenSSL. We can go back to, I don't know what the numbers are, but you probably saw that this thing has been forked quite a bit. It's been around for a while, and yeah, you wanted to refactor that one function with huge, yeah, I do. I do want to do that. Okay, I'll add that to my list too. It actually, was that not on my core list? Metaphor? I do want to refactor this. Okay. All right, we're gonna add it just for you, brother. I'm gonna add this right after Enshrouded. So the first thing we're gonna do after we play Enshrouded for a little bit is we're gonna go look at that code and we're gonna hack on it. And I'll show you how I would actually rewrite it. Maybe even go to the point to where we write it so it compiles and it actually works. No guarantees, because it might take a little bit. Like I see it in my head. I know how you would do it the right way. I'm just not sure if I can crank it out in such a super fast fashion in a live stream. But it'll be fun experiment. But what we will do is after we play Enshrouded, we're going to shift, we're going to look at that example, we're going to start to rewrite it, and minimally I will create the scaffolding for how I would solve it in a way that, one, solves it with a high degree of quality, and two, more importantly, it solves it in a way that the code is auto-evolving. It will have built-in iterative refinement, self-evolution properties. So it'll require one change. It'll probably be an enum item, and everything will change around it. Like this is also why this code kind of sucks. And this is the way that I think that you should build these software systems. And that might make sense to 1% of the people in chat, or it might make sense to all of you, but it'll make more sense when we actually do it. So rewrite this massive, that's ClickHouse. Massive ClickHouse ifs. And metaphor, if you what you may need to do for Mentor is you may need to uninstall it and reinstall it. I don't actually know, but if you okay, Oracle, we'll see. End of Sunday. It's super busy. I'm meeting with a whole bunch of folks, but end of Sunday I will follow up. It's on my list somewhere. But so metaphor, what you may need to do is uninstall Mentor, reinstall it, and then you'll get the 90-day whatever. But toss me an email or the team an email, and what we'll do is we'll give you an unlimited license. So then you can play around with it in perpetuity. Just do all the stuff. Okay, I promise you, we are going to play Enshrouded here. I'll just say something really fast. This code is bad for, as an amateur, it's not too bad. As a professional, this is a joke. There's no business being in production quality code. If anyone tried to push this code at Merly, I would immediately reject it. Because not the person writing the code itself is wildly stupid. Not picking on people, picking on ideas. There are many reasons why this is extremely stupid. First, what the F does hex 21 mean? It means something. Nobody knows, right? I don't have ASCII memorized. Some people might not even know what ASCII is, okay? I know that it means something, and it should, I'm pretty sure I know what it means, but that should be explicitly stated for all the people that haven't been doing this for 30 years. Same is true for hex 70. It means something very specific. Say what it means. Don't do this silliness. They are doing something like that here. This is spacebar. This is, I don't know what HT is, hyperterminal, whatever. So this is an example of how they're actually calling out. Now, let's go a little bit further. What are you doing? One of these is in decimal and then the other is hex. Why are you doing this? This is, does the left hand not know what the right hand is doing?
again, I'm not picking on the people, I'm picking on the ideas. Consistency is critical for the maintenance of software, right? By the way, what just the levels of just sheer not greatness. This is Next.js we're talking about. A lot of JavaScript is running off of this. All right, now you have these individual things, right? And okay, cool. Thanks, Oracle. You rock. Thanks for hanging out with us for so long. You're amazing, and we'll chat more. Okay, so this section here it's good that we know what these things mean, but what is the how do we know this is complete? How do you maintain this? Is it just here? Oh, what happened to our music? Here we go. Can't go without our music. Dream's gonna be so pumped. All right. So we've got this list. How do we know this is complete? How do we know this isn't duplicated elsewhere? Right? There could be another function that is the inverse of this that is called is not valid subprotocol. And then this one gets maintained and the other doesn't, right? The problem is not the correctness of this function. I have a sneaking suspicion that this function is correct. The problem is the decay potential of this code as the system evolves. There's too much of a dependence on this being maintained properly, especially in ways that are magical. And by magical, I mean magic numbers, because that's what all of this is, basically magic numbers. And it really has no business being in the code at all. It shouldn't actually be in the code at all. The way to really do this the right way, there should be a resource file. There's a resource file that lists the characters or something, probably in binary, right? Because some of these, it looks like you can't type. And then you read in this file. The file tells you what is valid, or in this case, what is invalid. It's invalid. This is all the invalid stuff, I think, right? It's false. And then all the code does is it checks the existence of, is this protocol in the set of invalid? This does not exist in the code. And there's a bazillion different reasons for this, but one of the other beautiful things about doing it in an external resource file, you can change that file without changing the code. You don't have to change the code. And frankly, this is not code. These are symbols that are data. And it's just capturing the data of the thing. That's basically it. Yes, this is essentially hard-coded. That's basically what's happening here. So the reason why this is not super great is it's not that it isn't correct. I suspect that it is. And for those people that are new to programming, it probably very much is. How you're initially taught how to do this. The problem it creates is as you move into production quality systems where iterative refinement is the #1 concern. It's not about building a correct solution, it's about building a maintainable solution. This code is not super maintainable for the reasons that we discussed here, right? There's probably more, but that's why I don't love this, and I absolutely think Mentor is correct in flagging this. Mentor is absolutely right saying, I don't love this. And even the code rewrite, this is the easiest way to do this that at least, yeah, right. So look at it. This is so much better in my mind. Just this part.
check for non-printable ASCII. So check this out. Like here is the list of all the printable characters. And it looks better too. It's also smaller. It's a smaller code footprint. It's easier to reason about, and it segments the important different ideas, right? Part of the reason why they do this, now that Mentor has explained it, is that you can't write the characters here with a normal keyboard. Perfect. Mentor has figured that out, and it said like, yeah, so that can't go in this map because you can't type that. So you got to check for these independently, right? Or actually, this is, let me take that back. This is a range of things that's being checked against, and that, oh yeah, so this is the space and the tab. And you could actually put the space inside of this character list. I don't know why that's not done. And you can actually put the tab in there. It's the /T. The range stuff is probably, this makes sense to me. The reason why this makes sense to me is simple. You're checking for a range here, and you're saying that any of the stuff that is less than this or it's greater than this shouldn't be allowed because it's not something you would even be able to type, so it's out of bounds. It's a range check. It's not a precision check. That part should stay in. This part is a precise individual check, and it should be done, in my mind, again, this is just my knee jerk, is specific on the precise elements you're saying don't allow these. And then this is dumb. That's all this is. This is just not actually thinking. Because you can type a space, and I think you can do the /T. I mean, I know you can do it in C, C++, Java, C#, I think Go. So can you do it in JavaScript? Yeah, I think so. So this is either just a newbie mistake or it's just laziness. Either way, this part should be folded into this part. That's my strong belief. And you can still do better than this, right? Like this would be the lazy way to do it. That would make this code so much better. Part of the reason why this code is so much better is then you have a single source of truth that says this is the way you're going to do it everywhere. And then everybody knows to essentially like call into this function or access this map, right? If you set this map up the right way, then even people that want to get wacky they just access the map. Because the map is just the map of disallowed characters, or like, so I say map, but you could think of it as a set as well. Sometimes I'll use these words interchangeably because they kind of like mean the same thing. Not exactly. I'm actually being lazy. Like the mathematicians, the formal PL people and formal mathematicians, they'd be yelling at me right now. Awesome. So hey guys, yeah, good to see you. What type is disallowed chars? Yeah, man. What type is it? Exactly. What type is it? I would like to know that. And I think JavaScript is gonna fill this in, but this is, types can be your friend. Yeah, well, I mean, but hold on. But you're right, though, right? It's like, so what Metaphor is doing is, I think that he's correcting himself, saying, oh, you don't have types in JavaScript. But like, just because the language is broken doesn't mean the idea is wrong. So it should go for, I mean, yes, Mentor is working within the constraints of the language, but this solution should be leveled up, and not because Mentor can do something better, but because the code can be something better and be using TS rather than JS. Now, this could be like hyper dogmatic and get into like super PL zealotry, because I know some people supposedly hate or have a strong disdain for types, which I kind of get, guys. I mean, like, I kind of understand. Types can be painful, especially if you're doing prototype systems. But again, if you're building a system that's kind of like the real world, types are your friend. Types are seatbelts. They're just going to give you like an extra sense of security. I don't know why you would not lean into potentially using them. It's more like you just wanting to be in Maverick mode. And Maverick mode is cool when you're doing like really quick stuff. But doing rapid prototyping and building production quality systems, these are not the same thing. They are absolutely not the same thing. Like, rapid prototyping is like flag football or a pickup game of basketball that you play with your friends. Production quality systems is like the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball. They look like they're the same thing. They arguably are like the same sport. They're not at all the same thing. They're completely different beasts. And so the idea that you should be able to play flag football in the NFL is absurd in my mind. It's lunacy. Anybody, I think, that knows football or any of these sports would probably, I would like to believe, say the same thing. But why do we think that it's allowed in production quality software? So if we draw the distinction in real life in other domains, like nobody would just like say, hey coach, throw me into the playoff game coming up this weekend for the NFL. Nobody would do that because they know how crazy that idea is, right? But somehow in software development today, that's not crazy. It's like you got to be okay with it. Man, you just got to chill, right? Let the Next.js dudes have it their way, right? They're doing this stuff and it's good. It's not good. It is corrosive, and it is creating problems where we have dependencies. We have software infrastructure dependencies. It is basically a software chain. It's a, what is the word? The language here is slipping my mind. There's a yeah, I'm going off the rails. Supply chain. It is a software supply chain problem where we are having reliances on things that are fundamentally broken and can cause massive amounts of damage, and they're in plain view. And we need to patch this. Otherwise, we will get to the point where all of this is going to come crumbling down. It will. It will happen. Just think of it as like a pillar that's holding up all of this stuff above it, right? There is a certain amount of weight where that individual pillar will collapse due to the weight that's on top of it. It is inevitable. So the only way to fix this is you have to add more pillars underneath it, right? You got to reinforce this, or you need to get stuff off of it. So the more pillars on the bottom is actually kind of doing, I think, what Metaphor was hinting at. Level this up to TypeScript. I know you guys had fun doing it with JavaScript, and I know you get your hearts are super inspired and it's warm and cozy because you can rapidly hack on JS super fast and you're a cowboy. But when millions of people are relying on your stuff to work in a deterministic fashion, that's not the way to move forward. Unless you want to be personally held accountable when it falls apart for all these people's lives. And it will. It absolutely will. So that is one path forward, is you improve the fundamental support system underneath all the things that are being held up. So rewrite it in TypeScript and gradually level it up. This is why TypeScript was invented, for gradual typing, right? Or at least that's my understanding. The other option is that enough people see this, and what happens is they are going to leave the building. They're going to see this and say, this cannot continue. And then all of the Next.js people that thought they were the rock stars are going to be left out in the cold because everybody has abandoned ship. And they're going to wonder, how did this happen? Like one day, everybody was using our stuff, and then the next day, everybody's not. Don't believe me? Look at Facebook. Like, who uses Facebook today? Maybe some people, but Facebook kind of got left behind. Before that, it was MySpace. MySpace kind of got left behind. This perpetually happens when people don't level themselves up in technology. In technology, it happens much faster than other domains because it moves so fast. And so you can be a dinosaur really quick. And so I'm sharing all this for all of the Next.js people. I love you guys. You're amazing. You've made the world a better place, but you've got to fix this stuff. Otherwise, you are going to become the next MySpace. You will. It will happen. You will become Windows ME. You will become the stuff that everybody is basically laughing about because your stuff is so unreliable. And you guys thought that you were running the planet, right? Because right now you kind of are. But I'm not the only person that can see kind of the lunacy here. Other people are seeing it, and they're very concerned. All right, enough soapbox.